And finally, new rule: stop saying that Whoopi Goldberg getting yanked from The View right after she attacked me on The View is karma. There's no such thing as karma, sorry. Above any matters of politics or what's right or wrong, the one thing I know for sure about America is this: it's run by mean girls. Mean girls in the press and in politics and in life. And when they smell blood in the water, the lust to finish off a vulnerable person will never be denied.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given.
Melania was pregnant.
That was all. That's not going to come in front of the jury, though. The judge has ruled that won't come up.
We're on television now.
The View is not the litmus test of America. We don't think that.
It's not looking good. Word on the street is that Sunny Hostin is catching some serious heat from her colleagues on The View. One of them, shockingly, has even gone on record defending Donald Trump. And that's not even the biggest problem. Melania Trump allegedly considering a massive lawsuit, over $100 million to be exact, against the show. That's what's floating around. But the real question here is, can Sunny survive this storm? There's chatter that she might have put her own husband in a tight spot too. Some are saying she's been forced to read legal disclaimers on air more often than usual. And if this Melania lawsuit talk turns out to be real, The View could be in for one of its biggest shakeups yet. Now let's talk about that heated exchange between Sunny and Sara Haines. It all went down during a discussion on DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And let's just say, it got uncomfortable. DEI sounds great in theory, but according to some critics, these programs have turned into bureaucratic money pits with little to show for it. Haines made that point, arguing that despite all the money funneled into DEI, results have been underwhelming at best. Sunny, not having it, she cut Sara off before she could even finish her thought. Classic move.
This nation was founded on the principle that there are no kings in America. Each of us is equal before the law. No one is above the law, not even the President of the United States.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
They agree with you.
She doesn't want to be the first lady. She destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
Allegedly.
And she does.
Yeah, how do you know all this?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know all this.
Allegedly. That's why I say allegedly.
You know, I have this huge platform on The View, and I just started thinking about giving voice to the voiceless.
Sara tried to clarify, stating that while people might not lose their jobs immediately, entire DEI divisions were being dismantled. But Sunny? She wasn't hearing any of it. And let's be honest, this isn't the first time she's been called out for talking over her co-hosts. The tension on that panel? Palpable. And when things got heated, guess who was missing? Whoopi Goldberg. Some are wondering if Whoopi's absence played a role in why things spiraled out of control. Interesting, right? Then there's the bigger issue, the data. One of the major criticisms of DEI is that, despite millions being poured into these initiatives, tangible progress is hard to see. A prime example? The University of Michigan reportedly spent $85 million on a 5-year DEI plan, but Black student enrollment actually dropped. Kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? Now, back to Sunny. The way she sat there, visibly frustrated, unable to provide a solid counterargument? Telling. Instead of directly addressing Sara's points, she resorted to interruption tactics and quick-fire stats that didn't quite land. And that wasn't lost on viewers. Social media exploded, with many pointing out how she often derails conversations rather than engaging in real debate. Some are even questioning why The View continues to let her dominate the discussion without pushback.
What some people don't know about me is they know I'm a prosecutor, but I'm from the South Bronx projects. Like, I'm really just a everyday person.
I definitely am a journaler, so I did that piece, and I also just sort of sat down and dictated.
She can, and so why all that criticism? I mean, that was gross from The View.
And look, Melania was pregnant.
That was all. That's not going to come in front of the jury, though. The judge has ruled that won't come up.
We're on television now. And then after Melania gave birth to the baby, he found Stormy to strip around with, right?
Yes.
It's like people should look at him and say, you know, what kind of an insecure jerk are you? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, my wife's pregnant. I'm not attracted to her big belly or something. And now she's paying attention to the baby and not me.
And speaking of backlash, remember when Sunny made that remark about Trump voters? Yeah, she once suggested that black men who supported Trump were ridiculous, and that white women who voted for him were uneducated. That didn't sit well with a lot of people. It wasn't long before a viral clip started circulating, a woman going off on Sunny, calling her out for her divisive rhetoric. And honestly, a lot of folks agreed. But let's switch gears to the Melania Trump lawsuit rumors. Now, nothing's confirmed yet, but here's what's being said. Allegedly, Sunny went off on Melania during a segment, making some bold claims. Things like, she hates Trump, she doesn't even want to be First Lady, and even dragging up past controversies about her supposed dislike of Christmas. That last one, a throwback to leaked recordings where Melania allegedly vented about the holiday decorations. But did Sunny take it too far? Some think so. And now, rumors are swirling that Melania might be gearing up to sue for defamation. Melania's no stranger to lawsuits either. Back in the day, she sued the Daily Mail for $150 million after they published claims that she once worked as an escort. She ended up settling for a reported $2.9 million. If she's willing to go after a major publication like that, could she take on The View next? People are definitely talking. And if that weren't enough, Sunny just deleted her Twitter account. Coincidence? Maybe, but the timing is suspicious. Just days after receiving major backlash, she suddenly goes dark on social media. That move speaks volumes.
You love to speak truth to power, and we always should, but you have completely lost the ability to speak truth to bullshit.
So I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault. They're the ones that they're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground. Listen, they don't have to do that.
Critics are going hard after a liberal media member for vile comments about Melania Trump. The former First Lady appears to signal her support for reproductive rights in a video out yesterday.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth: individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
Now, let's talk about The View as a whole. With all this drama, is the show in trouble? Some insiders are saying tensions behind the scenes are worse than ever. The Sarah-Sunny clash was just one example of deeper divides within the panel. And if this rumored lawsuit turns out to be real, it could change everything. One thing is clear, Sunny Hostin's public image is taking a hit. Between the lawsuit talk, the on-air clashes, and the social media backlash, she's facing some serious challenges. The real question, can she bounce back? Or is this the beginning of the end for her time on The View? Stay tuned, because something tells me this story is far from over.